You're listening to Eat, Drink, Explore Media's Market Fresh, live every Thursday evening right here on Crush 92.5 FM. Now, broadcasting live from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo, here's your host, Randall White.
And a very good Thursday evening to you as we kick off another live edition of Market Fresh, heard each week from 5 until 6 o'clock in the evening right here on Crush 92.5 FM. So great to have you with us as you make your way home from work or school or just kicking by the pool. It's that time of year, right? It is the 8th day of August 2013 as the summer, at least as far as the kids are concerned, is shrinking away. However, the produce portion of the summer season is in full swing with tons of fresh and local fruits and vegetables available at your local farmer's market or grocery store, wherever it is you shop. We'll have a check on Thursday evening's Market Fresh forecast coming up later in the show for those of you who are headed out to the Thursday evening market tonight in downtown San Luis Obispo. I'm your host, Randall White, sharing my passion for local and sustainable foods each week. And a reminder, you can also watch a video simulcast of the show online, live, or recorded on the Market Fresh page at eatdrinkexplore.com. So if you're listening on the radio right now and you want to catch the video version of the show later, you can do so. For those of you watching online right now, our backdrop tonight is downtown San Luis Obispo as seen from the Lemon Grove Loop Trail on Cerro San Luis Mountain, or more popularly known as Madonna Mountain. And hey, a very happy National Farmers Market Week. I mean, that's what this show is all about for the most part, farmers markets. And this is the week that they are celebrated here in the U.S., and our guest on the show later in the next segment talks with us about the growth of farmers markets and what that means for you. And also certain groups of people that can now access farmers markets who really couldn't in the past. Also, we're headed down to Santa Maria to learn about true, and I mean true Santa Maria style barbecue from a man who's been cooking it up for 60 years. He started cooking Santa Maria style barbecue when he was 26 years old and has continued doing it for 6 decades. If anyone knows how to do it right, it's this guy. And one of the first things he'll do is blow your number one assumption regarding the real deal. I have to admit, I met with him earlier today and I was taken aback. I was like, what? It's not what? So if you think you know what Santa Maria style barbecue is, stay tuned. Our Thursday evening Market Fresh program does come to you live each week from San Luis Obispo, so you can get in touch with all of the amazing produce, farmers, and fresh food options available here in our special part of the state. We invite you to join us on Sunday mornings as well, from 8 o'clock until 10 o'clock in the morning, right here on Crush 92.5 FM. It is our weekly Eat, Drink, Explore signature broadcast focused on current trends in food and beverages, just like we do here on Market Fresh. But we also throw in tourism and give it a whole statewide spin. It's a lot of fun. You should join us if you haven't on Sunday mornings. All right, for those of you headed to the Thursday night market, let's take a look at it here. This is your Market Fresh weatherelement.com forecast. It's a little bit cooler than it's been lately, just in the high 60s an hour from now when the market starts. 68 is the forecast, with winds out of the northwest at 13 miles per hour. So a little bit chilly for this time of year. At 9 o'clock when the market wraps up, upper 50s, 57 degrees. However, the sky will be clear not long after the market wraps up, though. That fog bank, the marine layer, will really move in, as we have seen for the past, umpteen days. It really, we're stuck in a pattern. It's a pattern I particularly like. All right, stick around, everyone. Market Fresh is right after this break.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.
Celebrate one of the most beautiful times of the year in the Eberly Vineyard with the first ever Dine in the Vines event on the Eberly Estate Vineyard in Paso Robles, Friday, August 23rd. Toast to great wine and good health during the evening that features hors d'oeuvres and a 4-course family-style dinner with award-winning Eberly wines and music served in the ambience of the beautiful vineyard. Limited to 50 guests, so call for your reservation today at 238-9607. Eberly Winery is also excited to take part in the Paso Robles Rotary Winemakers Cook-Off on Saturday, August 10th from 6 to 9 at the Paso Robles Event Center. Many local wineries will be serving gourmet food straight off the grill paired with some of their best wines. This event raises money for local youth scholarships, so your support will ensure the event's dedication to higher education. Log on to winemakerscookoff.com for more info. Eberly Winery is located on Highway 46, just 3 miles east of the 101 in the heart of Paso Robles wine country.
Minutes past the hour now. Welcome back, everyone, to Market Fresh here on Crush 92.5 FM. It is time to tap into the Market Fresh grapevine for the latest news affecting the fresh food and beverages that you know and love. Most of our news tonight is about shortages and higher prices. Sorry, folks. So if you see good deals at your local farmer's market, grab them while you got them. Bad weather, really bad weather, a lot of rain in many cases, flooding on the East Coast has ruined the local lettuce crop. So retailers back east are pulling from California's supply to make up for the shortage. Growers here in the Golden State are seeing a jump in wholesale prices as their leafy greens and other veggies are in high demand. Iceberg lettuce apparently is leading the way, according to the LA Times, with prices doubling from a year ago. I don't eat a lot of iceberg lettuce, but that's just an indicator lettuce. Prices for broccoli, cauliflower, also spinach, one of my favorites, are on the rise as well. So many people in the United States are now choosing wine as their beverage of choice that some economists predict a wine grape shortage in the years to come. You know, a couple of decades ago, new vines were planted at an exhausting rate, leading to an oversupply of wine grapes. In fact, that was the story for many years. Huge harvest for California grapes, the largest one on record year after year. But the demand is now catching up with supply. This, according to a new article in the Business Insider. The situation could end up being a boon for foreign wine producers out of, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Chile in a big way, and then of France as well. Because the shortage of domestic vines can't be fixed overnight here in California. So if people still have that desire to have some wine, they might look beyond California and start grabbing some other ones. So hopefully we can find that nice balance between supply and demand here in California without having... We want the growers, of course, to get paid enough for their grapes. That was a problem when we had the big oversupply. But we want people to continue choosing California wines, and that's a problem when we don't have enough. And it's not just grapes. There could be a shortage of California prunes this year as well. Or do you call them prunes still? I call them prunes. But maybe 4 or 5 months ago, we had someone from the California Dried Plum Commission on the show. And, dried plum. And so that's what a prune is, after all. But apparently prunes started to get a bad reputation for being something that helps you with your being regular sort of thing, that something that only older people eat. Prunes are really tasty, but they're going to cost you more. There's an expected drop in production here in California of about 24%. So right about 1/4% drop, or not 1/4%, a full quarter drop. The estimate for the state's prune or dried plum crop is 105,000 tons this year. That sounds like a lot, right? But according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, that's down from 138,000 last year. So what is that? A drop of 33,000 tons. It's also a 7-year low for the growing of prunes. Overseas, the production is down as well. Pricing on California product is expected to jump by as much as 20% over last year. It is, National Zucchini Day on this August the 8th, and I'm seeing a lot of zucchini out there at the markets and just saw a ton of them at the grocery store that looks so great today. National Peach Month as well. Had some in my oatmeal this morning. All right, time to look at the California crop report. We'll start with the fruit crops. Pear harvest continues in the Central Valley. Seems early to me for pears, but this is a report I get from the USDA. Pears in the Sierra foothills are getting closer to maturity. They're not quite on target yet. Speaking of grapes, these are the table versions. Flame Seedless, Summer Royal, Sweet Sunshine, Princess, and Thompson seedless grape varieties are being harvested in the San Joaquin Valley. At Costco, I just bought a big, huge container full of, they were called black something grapes, and they're really, really dark purple and super sweet, no seed, delicious, grown here in California. Wine grapes, meanwhile, are continuing to size and increase in sugar, while some of the fruit, primarily the sparkling wine grapes, are already being picked. As we've mentioned in previous broadcasts, the grapes appear to be maturing earlier this year than normal, about a month earlier in some of the northern counties like Napa and Sonoma, about a week early on the Central Coast here where we are. The harvest of Freestone peaches, nectarines, and plums still going strong. So all of you stone fruit lovers out there, unite. This is the time of year for you. Kiwi and persimmons are developing, as are pomegranates. The persimmon, there's two different kinds of persimmons. One's like a crunchy, you sort of eat it like an apple. The other one, you want it to get really soft. Never mix them up because you'll know it if you do. As for citrus, Valencia oranges, ruby red grapefruit, and lemons are all being picked currently. Those harvests are in place. Of course, wintertime is the big crop citrus-wise. Vegetable crops that are underway, tomatoes, cucumbers, eggplant, squash, peppers, and beans are the hot commodities in Tulare County. Neighboring Fresno County, look for tomatoes, blueberries, cantaloupes, carrots, cucumbers, again, eggplant, daikon, which I've told myself I will buy the next time I see it at the market. And then I'm going to figure out how to use it. Garlic, honeydew, onions, parsley, peppers, squash, and watermelon. Look for those at the markets coming out of Fresno. With a peak to the fall and winter months, Brussels sprouts are growing and pumpkins are flowering in San Mateo County. I live near a park here in San Luis Obispo, and the woman who lives next door to this park has a green thumb and just grows all sorts of things. Well, on the border between her house and the park, there is this giant pumpkin plant that it looks like it, like the seeds were treated at Diablo Canyon. I mean, it is like going out of control, and these pumpkins are giant. So I asked her about it. I said, what did you put on this plant to do this? She goes, I didn't do it. The birds planted it, or it's a volunteer. So free pumpkins this fall. They're growing right along. Hey, I got to let you know that this hour of Eat, Drink, Explore Radio is brought to you by Eberly Winery in Paso Robles, open daily from 10 in the morning until 6 o'clock in the evening with complimentary wine tasting and cave tours, voted by Wine Spectator as one of the best tours on the entire Central Coast. Eberly Winery is located on Highway 46 East in Paso Robles. You can log on to eberlywinery.com for more information. That's EBERLE winery.com for more information. All right, when we return just after the break here, we're learning about farmers markets in the United States and how they are really taking off. Then at the bottom of the hour, you really don't want to miss this. He's the granddaddy of Santa Maria style barbecue, and boy does he have some tips to give us. You're listening to Market Fresh here on Crush 92.5 FM. I'm your host, Randall White. We're back in just a moment.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.
Luna Red Restaurant in downtown San Luis Obispo is the perfect spot for a weekend brunch offered every Saturday and Sunday from 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Enjoy farm-to-table breakfast plates such as the Riblet Benedicts, Mission Steak and Eggs, and quinoa waffles topped with fresh market berries. Or opt for a lunch plate such as the grilled Asian-style fish taco salad or the roast chicken bacon avocado sandwich. Lounge on the sunny patio with views of the historical Mission Plaza while savoring our bottomless mimosas offered from 9:30 a.m. to noon. Hang out on Sunday afternoons from 3 to 5 p.m. and catch our live music on the patio during $5 happy hour. Luna Red also accommodates large parties, so call us today to make a reservation. Follow us on Facebook for daily specials and visit our website, lunaredslo.com, to view current seasonal menus, our live music schedule, or check out our happy hour offerings. Luna Red is located at 1023 Choro Street at the corner of Monterey. Come to be fulfilled.
Randall White here, host of Eat, Drink, Explore Radio, with a tip for Central Coast wine tasting. Eberly Winery was recently voted Winery of the Year by the world's top sommeliers and has one of the best local tours according to Wine Spectator. Eberly Winery open daily 10 to 6, and the winery's cave tours and wine tasting always complimentary. It's easy to find, too. Located on Highway 46 East, just 3.5 miles from Highway 101. Now it's time to plan your visit. Just head to eberlywinery.com.
Across the nation, people are stepping up for their mothers, fathers, husbands, wives, partners, sisters, and brothers. They're leading the way and walking to end Alzheimer's, the 6th leading cause of death in the nation. Together, we can reclaim the future. Walk to end Alzheimer's. Start a team. Join a team. Go to alz.org.
Market Fresh, broadcasting live from San Luis Obispo. Here's your host, Randall White.
And welcome back to the program, everyone. Great to have you with us here. It is now 19 minutes past the hour. You're listening to the Eat, Drink, Explore Radio Network. I'm your host, Randall White. And you know how much we love farmers markets. Well, apparently Americans do as well, as farmers markets have really taken off from coast to coast. Of course, here in California, you can find one in just about every city now, which is fantastic. When I first went to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo back in 1987, I think it was, the farmers market idea was new to me when I arrived on campus, and everyone was really jazzed up about it. Oh, you have to go down there on Thursday night. There's all these farmers selling their stuff, and I fell in love with it immediately, as many people have. And at that time, It wasn't like I could just go to another town and experience that same thing. Now, you pretty much can, no matter where you go. Joining us on the live line right now is Jen O'Brien. She's with the Farmers Market Coalition because it is National Farmers Market Week. Jen, great to have you with us.
Hello, thanks for having me.
So on Saturday morning, there was a big announcement by the USDA regarding the most recent numbers involving farmers markets?
Yes, the USDA's Agricultural Marketing Service, the administrator was there, Ann Alonso, who announced the 2013 numbers in the farmers market directory. Every year the USDA keeps track of how many farmers markets there are in America. It's a volunteer-based directory, so there are definitely markets out there that aren't being reported, which means the number is even higher. But this year they were excited to announce that there are 8,144 farmers markets in the U.S. right now reported to the USDA.
How many?
So that number...
8,000 how many?
8,144.
Wow. So we topped the 8,000 mark. Last year it was 7,800 about?
Yep, just under 8,000. So we're continuing to increase. But what they're really talking about this year, what I think is really true, what we've seen at the Farmers Market Coalition, is that the numbers are continuing to increase, but the impact that markets are having on communities is what's really increasing and what we're really excited about. Markets are really growing roots in their communities, and they're affecting both the economy and the health of the community, and it's amazing to watch.
Are there certain aspects of the population, certain subgroups that seem to be benefiting more from farmers markets?
We have seen, there's been a lot of emphasis put on getting SNAP customers to markets, which is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or food stamps as it used to be called. Markets have to purchase the machines in order to accept SNAP benefits, which can be a lot for markets which are small or volunteer-based. So we've been working, and the USDA has been working to get those markets with the machines they need and make sure that the education and the promotional materials are out there so that people know they can use their SNAP benefits at the farmers market.
I think
those numbers have gone up.
That's great, because I think there's nothing better than SNAP benefits being used at a local farmers market. People that are not happy with the SNAP program, complain that the people on SNAP use it to buy junk food and those sorts of things. So really, when you think about it, there is nothing better for the local economy, nothing better for those hardworking farmers and producers that are selling their wares at the farmers market, and nothing better for these people who are using their benefits to buy locally grown, nutritious food.
Exactly. It's really a win-win, because that money is going directly back to local farmers rather than being put back into a major corporation that is making all the unhealthy packaged foods.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's really helping us build our local farmer base, helping to give them an income, as well as bringing fresh, nutritious food to the people who obviously need it the most.
Right. One group that definitely needs its healthy, nutritious, locally grown food would be seniors. What are we seeing in terms of trends for seniors coming to the markets?
Definitely an increase in seniors. The markets that have put in the effort to advertise and to create programming to really engage the senior population in their communities are seeing a huge increase. One market in New Orleans called Crescent City Farmers Market has seen a 501% increase in the number of seniors visiting their market from 2008 to 2013.
Wow.
Which is amazing, and they've done it through making sure that people feel comfortable at the market, working with the transportation systems in the community to make sure that seniors who are homebound can actually get to the market. And when they're there, they have Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program benefits, it's called, which is a federal benefit that's distributed through the states. That's an incentive to get seniors to the market. So it's basically money they can spend on fruit and vegetables, and there are wonderful programs out there funded by Wholesome Wave and the Fair Food Network that will double those benefits. So it's a great incentive to get seniors to the market and to give them a little bit of extra money to spend there.
That's terrific. I was actually thinking about seniors at the market recently. My parents were visiting me here in San Luis Obispo, and my dad's not as mobile as he used to be. And so I start thinking about mobility issues now when I consider different events like the farmers market. And I'm wondering what cities or local farmers market organizations can do to help those who are less mobile attend the various markets.
Mm-hmm. And there's actually a big a trend among senior organizations in cities to really engage and partner with their local farmers markets to make sure that that mobility issue is addressed. There are a lot of transportation networks already in place, shuttles and ride services to make sure that seniors are getting to the services that they need.
Right.
And so when those services are with farmers markets, it really creates a nice match. And we see, and once the other issue that is important with seniors is the social issue. We know that when you go to the grocery store, you have maybe 1 or 2 social interactions. And when you go to the farmer's market, you have 15 to 20 social interactions. And that's so important as you age and you maybe don't see as many people. That social aspect in the community building is also an extremely important aspect.
It's so true. That is really true, the social aspect. I can get in and out of the grocery store with not even talking to a single soul because you can go through the automatic checkout lines now where you scan your own stuff,
Exactly.
You really, and some days I want to get in and out without talking to anybody, but when you go to the farmer's market, like my husband and I do, we go to the Saturday morning market here, and sometimes about half the time we're there is spent talking to people that we see on a weekly basis or friends that we haven't seen in a while. And it is a social outing.
Yeah, definitely. And that's a huge health benefit to a community. It helps build connections between neighbors and farmers. And some, we don't talk about that issue as much. We talk about as a society, we talk about the nutrition benefits and the access benefits of having farmers markets. But having that social space where people can interact is a huge important factor in a healthy community.
So I imagine the Farmers Market Coalition, you are a nonprofit organization. You work on all of these different levels to help boost farmers markets. Are the different market associations, do they belong to you? How does the whole thing work?
Yes, we have members. We have state associations that are members, and we also have markets that are members, and we also have individual members and businesses that support us and friends of FMC. So anyone who's supportive of farmers market, we're happy to have in our membership. And we offer to market managers education through monthly webinars and newsletters and a network really to share information. Most market managers are volunteers or part-time staff, and they maybe aren't trained in some of the business aspects that are required of them. So we try to give them that training and also provide them an opportunity to talk to one another so they can learn from one another.
Well, Jen O'Brien with the Farmers Market Coalition. You can find more information online, farmersmarketcoalition.org. Jen, thank you so much for joining us today. And I guess we really should just be encouraging people, since it is National Farmers Market Week right now, get out there and enjoy your local market. Jen, thank you so much.
Thank you, Reno.
All right, stick around, everyone. We are back in just a moment.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.
Luna Red Restaurant in downtown San Luis Obispo is the perfect spot for weekend brunch offered every Saturday and Sunday from 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Enjoy farm-to-table breakfast plates such as the Riblet Benedicts, Mission Steak and Eggs, and quinoa waffles topped with fresh market berries. Or opt for a lunch plate such as the grilled Asian-style fish taco salad or the roast chicken bacon avocado sandwich. Lounge on the sunny patio with views of the historical Mission Plaza while savoring our bottomless mimosas offered from 9:30 a.m. to noon. Hang out on Sunday afternoons from 3 to 5 p.m. and catch our live music on the patio during $5 happy hour. Luna Red also accommodates large parties, so call us today to make a reservation. Follow us on Facebook for daily specials and visit our website, lunaredslo.com, to view current seasonal menus, our live music schedule, or check out our happy hour offerings. Luna Red is located at 1023 Choro Street at the corner of Monterey. Come to be fulfilled.
seems everybody's going organic, including lawn care. Did you know communities across the country are converting their lawns, playgrounds, and playing fields to an organic care program? And it's working. You can safely control weeds and pests and have a beautiful lawn. Your kids, pets, and water supplies will be safer, and your neighbors will be green with envy. Oh, and in the long run, organic lawn care is cheaper than it the conventional way. Switch to organic lawn care today. Visit pesticidefreelawns.org. The folks who brought you this public service message. Check out pesticidefreelawns.org today.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Market Fresh, broadcasting live from San Luis Obispo. Here's your host, Randall White.
Welcome back to the Eat, Drink, Explore Radio Network. I am your host, Randall White. It is 33 minutes past the hour, and for this segment of the show, we have taken the crew to Santa Maria to learn about true Santa Maria-style barbecue. We'll meet up with a man who has done it for 60 years. So if anybody knows about making it truly the right way, this man does. But before we get to that, we need to let you know that this segment of the show is brought to you by Luna Red Restaurant, just off Mission Plaza in downtown San Luis Obispo, serving a globally inspired farm-to-table brunch every Saturday and Sunday starting at 9:30. By the way, they just started bottomless mimosas as well. We went there last weekend. It was fantastic. Highly recommended. Whether you're visiting San Luis Obispo or call that stretch of the Central Coast your home, Luna Red is a locavor's dream. For more information, head to lunaredslo.com. Okay, now to the topic at hand. We are here in Santa Maria at the Santa Maria Elks Lodge, where they've been grilling up true Santa Maria-style tri-tip for many, many years. Oh, top sirloin. I'm going to have a hard time with that because I just learned upon arrival here. In my head, I always think tri-tip, but it's top sirloin for true Santa Maria-style barbecue. The man over my shoulder is Ike Seamus. He's been doing it here for 6 decades.
Yes, 60 years.
60 years of barbecuing beef in big chunks over hot red oak, and it has to be red oak, right?
You bet. It has to be red oak because nothing else gives out the heat or gives you the flavor like the red oak does.
So I think a lot of people right now, after hearing my tri-tip snafu, are scratching their heads and saying, wait a minute, I see these packages at Costco with seasoned tri-tip, and it says True Santa Maria Style on it, and every single farmer's market I've ever been to when I visit the Central Coast, they're serving up tri-tip. What's the situation there? Why?
I honestly, truthfully, think our Chamber of Commerce is the ones who pushed the tri-tip. Why, I don't know how it ever got started. And anyway, the tri-tip come in, like I said, after the war. And it was for a backyard barbecue, and it was it was a cut of meat that they used to make hamburger or stew meat out of. And a lot of times they tossed it.
It's a cheaper cut, and so it
much cheaper cut. Now it's more expensive because of the demand, like I told you.
Because now it has a name to it, but what you're using here is a far better cut.
Oh yeah, but I think so. I love the flavor of this. Much more than the tri-tip. I think the tri-tip's got kind of I would call it a stronger taste. And it's not as juicy, because this has the fat. See, the fat here, and the fat there on each rod. And we do that so that the juices, when we turn it, will flow through the meat. And this stays much juicier than the tri-tip does.
And so for those of us listening on the radio, what you can see are big chunks of meat with big metal rods that go right through the middle of them. So these are not resting on a grill. They're directly above the fire, and they do glisten with lots of fat.
That's why I say this is what true Santa Maria style barbecue is, right here. This comes in a hunk of about 10 to 13 pounds is what we use. You cut them down the middle one time, and they'll weigh about 3 pounds apiece, and we'll usually have 6 of these to a rod. And we're doing a smaller barbecue today, but when we do a big one, we put 6 to a rod. The pits and the frames are all designed for 6.
Now, Ike, for people that are listening that want to make some true Santa Maria style barbecue at home, first they got to get the right cut, and then they need to rub it with a special group of seasonings. And what are those?
The way we do it is we put it in a meat pan, the seasoning in the meat pan, and we just dip the whole hunk that you see there in the seasoning.
Sort of roll it?
Just roll it around, yeah. We just roll it around, and sometimes people will, like at home, if you like it, more pepper or more salt or what, blah, 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 you just go ahead and do it, and if you want to rub it in, some people even will take and put a hole in the meat and put a liquid.
Infuse it.
Yeah, and to get more seasoning in.
Now, despite all these local restaurants that are all very tasty and very good, selling their special blend of Santa Maria style barbecue seasoning, it's pretty simple, is it not?
Yes, it's very simple. It's just salt, pepper, and garlic salt. That's all it is. But you mix it to taste. You use more salt than you do the pepper, of course, and the garlic salt. But there, you just add to how you like it. That's about all I know how to say.
Make sure that it's coated and you can taste those seasonings. Now let's talk a little bit about the difference between the wood available to people. Red oak is native to the Central Coast, and that's what's used here.
Red oak is native to the coast. There's some down in San Diego, but we go about as far as Paso Robles, but it's really thick in our area. If you get out in the mountains, you can see it. Some places get so thick it won't even grow. You got to trim it out.
The other option would be white oak?
The other option white oak gives your meat a bad, the flavor is it does something to the meat. I've never got into the facts of why it does, but there is a difference in the taste. I use mesquite when I don't have red oak.
But in general, for true Santa Maria style barbecue, there is
nothing else. It's got to be Santa Maria. It does. If you cook with charcoal, you can tell all the difference in the world. And so that's why the red oak, how that got started, I think was plentiful, and that's what they use.
Yeah. But it had a great taste and it stuck.
Yeah, it does. It gives it a great taste. There's no two ways about it. We've all talked about it. In my crew, we probably have over 200 years experience of guys putting this all together of experience, and we've talked about it many times. And we all come to the same conclusion that the white oak gives it a different flavor.
It got started on the ranches because they had to feed a lot of ranch hands, huh?
When they had a big roundup. There used to be some pretty big ranches, evidently, in the valley. Of course, that was before my time, a little. But then when it was all done, and they got all the roundups, then they'd have these big parties, and each ranch, the people from this ranch would go to this ranch and help, and they still do that today. All the cowboys around will, because I've done a lot of barbecues for roundups, and they'll come from this ranch and they'll go to this ranch, and that's the way they get it done. It's quite interesting. They all know what they're doing. You watch them, and they're just boom, 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 just like our cooking.
When I first sampled Santa Maria style barbecue, I was a Cal Poly student in the mid '80s in San Luis Obispo, and I went to the Thursday night farmers market and that sort of thing, and I remember it was paired with what I thought were pinto beans, but they were kind of small, and a little salad.
Paquitos.
What are they called?
Paquito beans.
And those are local to here, too.
Yes, as I understand it, a local seed band crossed them, and that's how he came up with the Paquitos.
Now, in your 60 years of barbecuing, true Santa Maria style, have those always been the side dishes?
Yes. Well, no, a lot of people use the red bean. Just the regular red bean or pinto bean. It just, there again is your taste.
Yeah.
But the Paquito beans are by far the most used.
Is there a special recipe for those? Do you use some of the drippings from the tri-tip or anything special?
No, there's what we use. There again, it's your own taste. Yeah. But basically it's bacon and onions and chili. And
garlic powder.
Garlic powder, yeah.
And so then in a little salad I've seen, and then another key, which is a very California in general thing, is to have some bread that's been toasted, sourdough bread.
It's you can either use sweet or sourdough. We always use the sweet. Once in a while we'll mix in half and half, but we put it on over the coals. We brown it, and
a little butter.
Then we dip it in butter and slice it. But the butter has garlic in it. We put garlic in the butter so that the bread will have a garlic taste.
So there's garlic on the meat, garlic in the beans, garlic on the bread.
It's good for you.
Something must be good for you because you've been doing this a long time.
Well, I'm 86 years old, so I still keep doing it because I love it. I get a big kick out of it. If you do a good job, you feel like you've accomplished something. Yeah, it's like anything else, whether you're a welder or a bowler or whatever.
And you were just recently featured in Sunset Magazine as part of a crew that puts all this together, and really kind of surprised you how much attention that article has received.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of attention. I can't believe it. I did an article in Sunset about 23 years ago, but this is by far, I've had, you're probably the fifth or sixth person that's come and wants to know about Santa Maria style barbecue. And of course,
you're like, I've been doing this all along.
They call the old man to come down and tell them about it. But a lot of times I get twisted up for words, but I do know what's supposed to be done and has to be done.
I think you're doing a terrific job, and best of luck to you. Keep up the great work and doing it authentically.
I'm a firm believer, and I've gone to other cities. They'll say Santa Maria style barbecue. Well, it's not even close.
What's the number one thing you would tell people to avoid who might be trying this method for the very first time? Getting the fire too hot, or
I avoid trying to cook it too fast. Like you do a steak on the stove. You don't want to do that. It takes about 2.5 hours to do these. So, and we are getting close. So, it's just the flavor and the juice. If you watch us cut this, you'll see the juice just flowing out of the meat.
And after 2.5 hours, it'll be what, about medium rare?
Medium rare. Yes, it'll be medium rare. Most of the people around Santa Maria are rare to medium rare eaters. Of course, you get a few that want it well done.
Ike Seamus, thank you so much. It was such a pleasure meeting you. I really appreciate the great work that you're doing. And I want to let everyone know, stick around because there's still a lot more left. You are listening to the Eat, Drink, Explore Radio Network. I'm your host, Randall White, and we are back in just a moment.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.
Celebrate one of the most beautiful times of the year in the Eberly Vineyard with the first ever Dine in the Vines event on the Eberly Estate Vineyard in Paso Robles, Friday, August 23rd. Toast to great wine and good health during the evening that features hors d'oeuvres and a 4-course family-style dinner with award-winning Eberly wines and music served in the ambience of the beautiful vineyard. Limited to 50 guests, so call for your reservation today at 238-9607. Eberly Winery is also excited to take part in the Paso Robles Rotary Winemakers Cook-Off on Saturday, August 10th from 6 to 9 at the Paso Robles Event Center. Many local wineries will be serving gourmet food straight off the grill paired with some of their best wines. This event raises money for local youth scholarships, so your support will ensure the event's dedication to higher education. Log on to winemakerscookoff.com for more info. Eberly Winery is located on Highway 46, just 3 miles east of the 101 in the heart of Paso Robles wine country.
Luna Red Restaurant in downtown San Luis Obispo is the perfect spot for weekend brunch offered every Saturday and Sunday from 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Enjoy farm-to-table breakfast plates such as the Ribbit Benedicts, Mission Steak and Eggs, and quinoa waffles topped with fresh market berries, or opt for a lunch plate such as the grilled Asian-style fish taco salad or the roast chicken bacon avocado sandwich. Lounge on the sunny patio with views of the historical Mission Plaza while savoring our bottomless mimosas offered from 9:30 a.m. to noon. Hang out on Sunday afternoons from 3 to 5 p.m. and catch our live music on the patio during $5 happy hour. Luna Red also accommodates large parties, so call us today to make a reservation. Follow us on Facebook for daily specials and visit our website, lunaredslo.com, to view current seasonal menus, our live music schedule, or check out our happy hour offerings. Luna Red is located at 1023 Choro Street at the corner of Monterey. Come to be fulfilled.
Market Fresh, broadcasting live from San Luis Obispo. Here's your host, Randall White.
And a very good evening, everyone. Great to have you with us for the final segment now of Market Fresh, 5:49 the time. Boy, I feel so much more knowledgeable after meeting with this guy down in Santa Maria regarding true Santa Maria-style barbecue. It isn't tri-tip after all. But you can do it tri-tip style, of course. As he mentioned, it's all up to your individual taste. But really interesting, great guy, so much fun there. And boy, I've never been to that Elks Lodge before. Let me tell you, it is like, it's a campus. It's huge. And I think it might be the biggest bar I've ever seen. You walk into this one area of the lodge there. You do on one level feel like you've walked right into the 70s. It even smelled like the 70s in there, just in my brain. But the Elks Lodge, yeah, really cool there in Santa Maria, and great information. Okay, fruit flies will be the topic this Sunday when you join us here on Crush 92.5 FM for our Sunday Fun Day show, Eat, Drink, Explore from 8 to 10. There's a headline in the San Jose Mercury News today that reads, "Fruit flies could devastate California crops like an insidious cancer." This story in response to a new report out of UC Davis, and one of the co-authors of the new study, Dr. James Carey, actually joins us on the line right now so we can preview a little bit our conversation for this coming Sunday. He joins us from Oregon. Dr. Carey, welcome to the program.
Oh, thanks very much. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate you joining us late notice, but this is a big deal, is it not?
Oh, no, it is. These are... threaten. We have a $42 billion ag economy in California, and they threaten a big part of it.
Now, when I was a child, I remember the medfly being on the news constantly, and I know that my grandparents lived in Sparks, Nevada, right outside Reno, and we would travel back and forth across the state line quite a bit, and we always had to stop at that agricultural inspection station. But in recent years, if you have California plates, you just get waved right on through. Those inspection stations were put in place to help stop pests like the fruit flies, were they not?
Well, they were, but I mean, fruit flies, most of these come in from, exotic places, Asia, South America, Central America. So those probably didn't stop too many fruit flies. The ones at the south border, the Mexican fruit fly, for example. But they have, inspections when you come in off an international flight. You fill out a USDA form saying, do you have any fruits and vegetables and so forth. So that's where they'd be coming in. But of course, the point of this whole paper that we just published is that they are when we find outbreaks, say in the Bay Area or elsewhere, and by the way, there is one in the Bay Area now. They're not coming in from outside; rather, they're resident is where they pop up, and so these are really low-level populations. But nonetheless, it is like an insidious cancer.
Yeah. So these flies have made California their home, and they're not coming in from over the border or in somebody's suitcase or,
no, that's right.
Some apples from Aunt Selma's house, in some other state.
Right.
They're here, and because of our huge ag economy, they have great potential to grow.
No, that's right. So that's exactly right. I mean, it's really, they all started in Southern California. There's 17 that have been detected in California, 17 different species.
Okay.
And every one of them started in Southern California. But now, most of them, of the ones that we think are established, that we concluded are established, there's 5 at least, probably 9. They've made their way to the Bay Area and on to Sacramento, and now down to several of them have made it to the Central Valley.
And the medfly was just one of those different species, right?
No, that's exactly right. And so back in 89 and 90, I testified to the California legislature that the medfly was established. And then further, the next year, 91, published a paper that it was established, a major paper. And so that it's not as though this, the ag agencies and so forth had not seen this coming.
Yeah.
But it's sort of in denial is one of the problems. And so that's what I can talk about Sunday, actually.
Yeah. Well, when we chat on Sunday, we can talk about that and what we can do about it. I mean, the agriculture crop here in California is one of the largest industries here in the state. And I know all of us enjoy the produce that comes out of this state. We don't want to see it decimated or devastated. Like an insidious cancer. Is that quote from you that they have there in the San Jose Mercury News, the Associated Press?
I mean, I use that as an analogy because that's exactly the way it is. It's like little metastases out there. There's not big. Every once in a while, you have a big outbreak, But by and large, they're like little insidious metastases spreading throughout the state. So that is a good analogy.
Yeah. Dr. James Carey, UC Davis, with a new study out involving fruit flies and how they can affect California's produce and our economy in general. Thank you so much for the short discussion there to talk about what we will talk about on Sunday.
Okay. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Safe travels, Doctor.
Okay. Thanks very much. Bye.
All righty. Yeah. The doctor tells me he'll be in L.A. on Sunday. He's in Oregon now. Glad that he could join us on short notice here on Market Fresh to talk about it. Okay, are you headed to the downtown Thursday night farmers market here in San Luis Obispo? If you are, it will be a very comfortable evening, not a warm one, not a frigid cold one like, I guess we don't really ever have frigid cold here. In the winter, it gets chilly, but not those 2 days. So at any rate, at 6:00 tonight, the temperature is expected to be, which is just 4.5 minutes from now, 68 degrees downtown. 3 hours later, when the market wraps up at 9:00, look for a temperature of 57 degrees. So about a 10-degree swing. In both cases, whether you're arriving at the market now or near the end of it, you'll want a little sweater or a hoodie or something because the winds are out of the northwest at 13 miles per hour. And if you've been here on the Central Coast for the last couple of days or so, you know the pattern. The pattern is in place. We are getting big fog banks coming in at night. They burn off anywhere between 10 and 11 in the morning. We have beautiful days. And then that fog comes back in at night again. So that's the trend we're in, and it'll stay tonight as well. So just, make sure you're warm enough when you head downtown. And there should be a lot going on at the farmers market tonight as well. In fact, according to the Downtown Association, on this August the 8th, you know how they have the different events that take place on various corners? Well, on Napomo Street, you'll see Gerald Purify. Broad Street is Sir Bounce-A-Lot. That's the big house that the kids jump in. Lots of fun. On Garden Street, it's the Guy Bud Band. Chorro Street is the Slow County Band and also the 40th Infantry Division. That should be interesting. And then on Morrow Street, this time of year, it's an extension of the Higuera Street Market. So you'll find some vendors there that you don't see during the rest of the year because it's summertime and everyone's got plenty to sell. You're listening to Market Fresh here on Crush 92.5 FM. I am your host, Randall White, and that does it. That wraps it up. If you didn't catch all of this week's show or you wanted to see a little more, head on over to our website at eatdrinkexplore.com. And don't forget to catch us on Sunday for our Sunday Fun Day show, 8 to 10, right here on Crush 92.5 FM. Make it a great day, everyone. We'll catch you later.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.